I'm joined now by Engell Jensen from the IOGP. Good day to you. If I can begin by asking you, how do you think the industry is coping with the current downturn that we're experiencing?
So a lot of people are worried about cash flow, and so that's the first thing to note. Now, the industry has been through this many times before, as we know, and will come through this again. It may look differently, but it will come through. I think what is important is that oil and gas in 2050 will be half of primary energy supply in the world. So we are in for this for the long term, and we have to think long term in whatever we do.
And how do you feel that the Keynote program this year has responded to those challenges and changes?
So I think we have, of course, a theme inspiring the next generation, or how to inspire the next generation. And people is one of the three vital things in the industry, the other two being technology and capital, at least. Those three are very important. I think we are focused, of course, on young people. And also I think it's important that we capture the other parameters than tax and oil price and cost, namely the things that frame the industry now and for the long term, which is worry about climate change. It's the whole thing about our license to operate. We are not a popular industry. We should be. We are much in demand, but this is not well recognized. And this is the key of the Keynote program, is to try and talk about these other vital framing parameters in addition to price and tax and cost.
But as you say, inspiring the next generation is still a very valid and important theme.
Yeah, and it's very difficult. I attended a seminar a few days ago, and the young people said, "Give me a job." And they're right. So to me, I have one wish for this conference, that we somehow see operators say, okay, we need to reduce staff, we have no projects, this and that, but we will try and think especially about new graduates, even just like apprenticeship style, even for graduates, just to give them on-the-job training and a year's worth of on-the-job training and a reference. You know, this is difficult being a young person, so this is one hope I have that we can manage.
You know, we've heard a lot about the need for industry collaborating. Is industry delivering on this?
Certainly, they are delivering already. So in IOGP, we are the custodians of the safety database that our members report into. And we have for more than 30 years gathered those data. These data have allowed us to come up with improvements in how we operate, behave. And today our fatality rate, so the number of deaths per million work hours, is the lowest ever by and large. And this is a result of a concerted effort based on people reporting, you know, and what happened, and then we've been able to really make a difference. That's the best example I have. Another one which is vital and will be even more vital in the future is standardization. The big problem about our cost escalation is very much due to the fact that if somebody wants a simple device and it's from company A, it's 1/1000th of a millimeter wider than if it's from company B. And this is balloony, and we are going to work on this big time, I hope, in the very near future with our 80 members to try and get into where standard equipment is truly standardized. And the manufacturers will also be very pleased not having to adjust their numerical machine every time.
Well, that's a very interesting point. Another interesting point you made was about the need for industry to be popular. Looking at that a little bit in greater detail, how do you think industry fits into society at large?
So the industry, I think, is vital to society. I mentioned already that in 2050, the International Energy Agency is saying it will be half of primary energy supply. So, you know, we are vital. We are in demand, but there is a debate that goes on where people say that although I like to fill my car and fly my airplane, I'm still very uncomfortable with the oil and gas industry, and we need to change that. And we need to be proactive in doing that. We need to show we are part of the solution to climate change.